This is the video review for the Transformers Universe 25th Anniversary G1 Reissue Insecticons, the Toys R Us exclusive, as you can see from the little logo right here. Toys R Us exclusive, has the commemorative edition over here. Same style as the Perceptor box, the Universe packaging really, with the 25th logo up in the corner over here. A lot of people have said they prefer the other box style, with the grids and everything like that, the former Toys R Us G1 reissues from a few years ago. This packaging is, however, very nice. Go over it. It's got the 25-year history of Transformers on the side. It's got artwork on the back, as opposed to like a picture of the toys, which I think is some nice artwork. Not sure who did it, but it looks really nice. What I like about these, the book style box, it's held together by some Velcro tabs. So in this one you have hard shell and kickback, and that was their original G1 names. Now Shrapnel, who we all know as Shrapnel, apparently Hasbro lost the rights to use the name Shrapnel. He's called Sharpshot. However, once you take him out of the box, you can call him anything you want. I'm going to call him Shrapnel, but his technical name in this packaging is Sharpshot. And now inside the packaging, unlike Perceptor, you're going to find, obviously, the instructions and sticker sheets are in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start out by showing you kickback and show you these one at a time. These are all pretty simple to transform. For kickback, you're going to want to push these antenna legs that he has up behind him. Okay, these arms right here, basically these are going to spin all the way around. Point them to the back. These rolling hands for his vehicle mode are going to separate, and then they come forward together. Actually, you just want to rotate them around. They come together, and you can use them as like pinchers, like this here. You basically just want to spin this around. Okay, and then his head. I'm going to turn his head around here. Sorry, my hand's in the way. And pick the antenna up. And just straighten them up. Okay, now the gun doesn't have a post to go in the hands, it just mounts right on top of this like a clip. As you can see, you're going to want to have these hands together. And then mount your gun right here. It's very tight, which is good. And so there you have G1 Reissue Kickback. And now we're going to go ahead and show you Bombshell, who is referred to as Hardshell on the box. I'm going to call him Bombshell, as we all know him from G1. Another really simple transformation. I'm just going to go and undo these. His legs pop right out. The arms just pop out from the sides like that. And then his head, you want to kind of flip it back. And I like to point this forward. This part right here is where he has his Cerebro shells, as you saw in G1. You can fold it back if you want to. You can even fold this down and have him look like that. If you know, it's pretty much up to your. I like to display him, you know, with that at an angle like that. And then his gun does have a post, which I'm just going to put right into his hand. Now these legs can be a little finicky. You got to get them to stand up just right. But once you got them there, very simple transformation, very nice toy. And that's pretty much it for him. So there is Hardshell, as they call him, or Bombshell, if you will, from G1, the reissue. Okay, and here you have Sharp Shot, who I'm going to call Shrapnel. They call him Sharp Shot on the box again because they lost the name. I forgot to mention, these all have rolling vehicle modes, which is really neat. You know, for an insect transformer, a lot of them have just the legs, but all these G1 reissues, all three of them have the rolling arms on the bottom, and legs, or whatever parts of them make up wheels. They all roll, which is a neat little feature. So to transform this guy, again, pretty simple. This guy's going to slide down his legs. This is the only one where you have to do any turning or anything on these guys. You're going to have to turn this guy's waist around. You turn his waist around like that. Flip his feet up. His hands up. And you just pull his antenna like that, and you have his robot mode. Again, his gun is another one that doesn't have a post for the hands. The hands are just hollow. It's going to post right onto that. So just go ahead here and tab this right onto there. And there you have the Sharp Shot reissue again, who is a reissue of Shrapnel from G1. One of the things that came up in the thread on TFW about these reissues, on why they could have Shrapnel's antenna here long on the reissues, but they would have to cut, you know, smokestacks and things like that, other child safety things, the missile lengths and stuff for choking, you know, the several modifications that Hasbro did to them. This is the Takara reissue with the sticker. You can see this plastic is it's pretty thick. I mean, it'll bend, but you have to put some pressure on it. Now the Hasbro release is very flexible. I'm sorry, my hand's in the way there. It's a lot more flexible, and you'd have to, I mean, especially when you get out to the ends, I mean, it does not feel like it's going to break at all. So I'm guessing that's the answer to that question, how they were able to get away with it. Now, whether or not they can, you know, engineer prime smokestacks that also don't break, you know, is another story. So I hope that clears some of that up. Okay, and you see the other Insecticons in the back. Those are my Takara box set reissues that I picked up for regular costs when they were released, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was. What I wanted to show you is different. Is on all of these Insecticons, they have little, can't get him to open now, little cavities in their chest, which I believe were for, you know, either Microman or the little Diaclone drivers, whichever the case may be for those lines in Japan. So they all have that. Another thing to mention is on Bombshell, his legs, if you don't get them, you basically, it's this joint right here, the chrome. You want to make sure you line those up flat, or you're going to have a tough time standing him up. Okay, and just to show you what I was talking about with those things, the Takara version of these guys, which these are, that's just a repro label on the chest. I don't sticker up most of my reissues. I like to have them nice and clean, so I always have the fresh sticker sheet and all that. Just put a repro label emblem on their chest. But what they came with was 3 little Energon cubes, and I know they're tough to find on eBay now, and these are a smaller size than is really available. I mean, they're really, you know, small to fit in that tiny area in the chest, but all 3 of them have it, and they all have kind of are able to store Energon cubes in their chests. The Hasbro reissue, for some reason, it's got a slightly different tray, and it doesn't have any molding for it. However, the chests all do open on the Hasbro reissue. It's the same basic toy. A couple of tightness differences of a gun on Shrapnel. His gun fits him better than the Takara reissue. The Takara reissue is a little loose, and looks like it has a little bit of chrome wear compared. But that's the only real difference, is those Energon cubes, which, you know, don't really make or break it, but it's a nice little bonus if you have the Takara set that I kind of wish Hasbro would have put in there. And there they are together. The Takara reissues in the back, Hasbro's in the front, pretty much identical except for those Energon cubes.